we have seen Dogecoin falling in a rocky day for the crypto market, with multiple major news events shaking the entire ground that the market is unfortunately based off of. A little shaky, a little wobbly, and we're seeing a big fall across the entire platform here of crypto. So as you can see, just right off the bat, big negative numbers for just about every single crypto. But there is still optimism, and that's what I'm going to talk about in this video, because Elon Musk has a big announcement that's coming in only a matter of hours. Only 2 days left until we have this announcement, of course, and this could certainly shift things for the crypto market. Now, there's two parts to this. One of them is way more optimistic, and one of them is less optimistic, but I'll go ahead and get into a little bit more of the details here. So you can see, May Musk, who's of course Elon Musk's mom, tweeted out, "Can't stop checking Twitter. The comments, I've never been as entertained as before. Ready to put my $8 on Wednesday, confirming the rumor that we are in fact going to see Elon Musk announcing on Wednesday the rollout of the verification badge for $8. Now the question is Elon Musk going to include Dogecoin acceptance within that rollout? If he in fact does, which I've also heard rumors may be going to happen, then at that point, at the very least, if he says it's coming, he is not ready to accept Dogecoin yet, but he is working on it, and the Twitter team is getting closer to accomplishing that mission. So at the very least, what we want is for Elon Musk to announce that it's coming tomorrow, because he hasn't made a single big tweet at all yet. He's done one reply suggesting Dogecoin acceptance for Twitter coming, but that's it. Only a reply. Most people don't even know about it, and so that's why it's so important to get that big tweet soon here. And of course, once we get the big tweet, then of course we're going to be in a much better territory moving forward. But you can see, I also respond under that, since Elon Musk took over, Twitter has been the most entertaining place on the internet, and May Musk liked my tweet, showing once again that she's one of the best moms on the internet. Of course, my mom is also one of the best moms on the internet, so you know, we'll say my mom and May Musk, both of them win, they have to win an award, right, for being good moms on the internet, showing support to their kids. By the way, thank you, Mom, I love you. She has actually her own YouTube channel, her own Twitter. If you want to check her out, it is Harvard Lawyer Lee on YouTube, and she makes a lot of awesome videos. So yeah, definitely worth checking out. But May Musk, that's cool to see. Also, Elon Musk has been replying a lot on Twitter. He's been very active as of late after taking over the platform, which makes sense. He's trying to answer questions. So we saw multiple big tweets from Elon Musk. This $8, people spent thousands to buy fake followers. That's pretty funny. I mean, it's a lot. At the very least, are you not entertained, right? Even if you don't like Elon Musk, you're going to be entertained by this at the very least. By the way, Twitter usage at an all-time high. He hopes the servers don't melt, which of course is true. And if we do see the New York Times post an article, it'll probably say Elon Musk solely responsible for global warming because the servers at Twitter are getting too hot. It's causing the global warming, according to the New York Times. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. But we also, I mean, Elon Musk has been getting a little bit more political lately, which, to be honest, I was not expecting him to do. I thought he would kind of stay more back from it, but he really has an idea of what he wants the country to be. And he does not want it to be too far to the left or too far to the right. He wants it to be more down the center. And he believes right now that voting for a Republican Congress, because there's a Democrat in office, would make it so that we are more down the center. And to the degree that it would prevent more massive spending bills from potentially coming through, that could be a good thing. That said, Elon Musk then, if he does believe that, would have to keep the same energy when there's a Republican president. If that Republican president is in fact spending too much, then he should also keep the same energy and say, okay, then elect Democrats. That said, if the Republicans are actually doing a good job, then we'd want them to continue. Just like if a Democrat wins the next election and they're doing a good job running the economy, then that would be something we'd want to continue for that as well. So I'm going to try to stay as unbiased as I possibly can. I genuinely just want the government to run the economy well. I don't want them to have insane inflation, and I don't care who is in the office as long as they're doing a good job on that. I really don't care if there's a D or an R next to their name. Just please, for the goodness sakes, do a good job. For the goodness sakes. I don't even know if that's a real phrase, but I'll use it anyway. But also, Elon Musk. So I made a comment. So Elon Musk also he agrees with my statement here. So I said people like Hank Green on both sides treat politics like sports, which unfortunately is something that happens way too much. They have a very strong emotional attachment to wanting their team to win, regardless of anything else, and often make it the center of their life. Sadly, most of them don't even understand 90% of their own beliefs. And the reason why I was very clear to put people on both sides is because we probably all know someone, whether a Republican or a Democrat, who's just so extreme, they don't really care about any of the information. They just simply, whatever the talking points are, they'll just repeat them over and over and over again. And that if that makes you happy, if that's fun for you, go for it. I mean, it doesn't really necessarily matter on an individual level, but if too many people have that mindset, it can lead to bad policy at a federal government level, which is why I just wanted to simply call it out. And Elon Musk said true, which is nice to see. It's nice to see. To have Elon confirm a belief in politics is kind of fun. I mean, it's cool to see. So I'm glad to see Elon agreeing with me there. But hopefully that will change, right? We want to see a world where that's not the case. And a lot of people will make the assumption, oh, Matt's a Republican because he said this. No, I'm actually not. I just want to see good policy. I really, really don't care who does it. And I hope more people start having that mindset moving forward, because it really will make our country better if that's the case. And there's plenty of issues. You can say this issue, that issue, whatever. There's so many different ways to look at it. And at the end of the day, though, we just want to see good stuff. And this announcement on Wednesday, I think, could bring us all together even more. It could be a very positive thing for the Dogecoin community. And we could absolutely see a massive skyrocketing of people investing in crypto and having fun with it. Elon Musk, one of the biggest supporters of crypto in the world, integrated into the platform that is used by hundreds of millions of people, is absolutely a massive deal. I mean, it can't get any bigger than that. So even though Dogecoin is falling some right now, I just made a video on it falling. If you want to check that out, it's only a couple minutes long. I broke down a couple more details on why it's falling, but now we're going to get into the big expansiveness of why exactly it's falling. Because take a look at this. FTX token is down 30% in the last 24 hours, an absolute drop off. And this, as we have seen massive pressure from major players in the crypto space to get FTX on out of here. One of the best things I've seen is perhaps in a long time. One of the best things I've seen in a long time is CZ from Binance, the CEO of Binance, absolutely wrecking FTX here, calling them out. They deserve it. FTX right now, if you're using it, delete it. Take all of your money out. FTX is quite possibly the worst thing in all of crypto right now, and Sam Bankman-Fried is playing a big role in that. Nobody likes this guy right now. He's doing a terrible job. He's tried to do multiple things that would hurt DeFi. He's been extremely selfish with multiple moves that he's made, and on top of all of that, he just throws money at stuff to try to get a good reputation, when in reality, that's not what helps. What helps is actual innovation and actually helping DeFi. Instead of doing that, he's doing the exact opposite and caring way more about a random assortment of miscellaneous things than he is about actually progressing crypto forward. And if I win the Powerball, I'm going to buy 100 million worth of Dogecoin. That's awesome. What's the bottom going to be before Wednesday, Matt? So the bottom for Dogecoin, we could see it falling another couple of cents here. Now, keep in mind, that's unlikely considering the fact that FTX causing this big of a spike should not be happening. It is, though. And so that's why we could see it falling a couple more cents, because we're already seeing a shaky ground here. All it takes is FTX, if it can kind of fall off a little bit and cause this much of a market drop, just what's going to happen when we see a bad news report from the government or something like that. You know, we just have to be careful here. It is a little bit more treacherous when it comes to the waters, but I like that statement. It's treacherous when it comes to the waters. But another thing to keep in mind here too is with Sam Bankman-Fried, he could have avoided all of this. It was so easy. He literally, all he had to do was just simply be on Team Crypto. He could have avoided this entire market crash. He could have avoided, maybe it would still happen a little bit, right? Because we did see some big energy. Maybe it pulls back some on its own, but it would not have been nearly this big without this happening and the drama that we're seeing in the space. All he had to do was just simply be a good supporter of crypto. He can't do that, apparently. Sam Bankman-Fried was once admired as the king of crypto. Was he ever? I mean, I never thought of him as that, but some people apparently thought of him as the king of crypto. If you thought of that, I don't know why. Tell me why you thought of that. Now, Alameda and FTX. This, by the way, this is probably one of the most interesting threads we'll ever read on this. So huge shout out to Miles for doing all of this research for us here. Now, a lot of the stuff I would have told you because I knew it myself. A lot of the stuff I didn't know myself. So once again, Miles, great job here with this. I'm absolutely going to follow him on Twitter. I think have I followed him yet? I need to follow him. There we go. I'll give you a follow, Miles. Sam Bankman-Fried was once, and by the way, we just hit 700,000 followers on Twitter, which is crazy. Thank you so much to everyone who's showing support and love on there. And I don't know if Elon Musk, I don't know what percentage of tweets he reads on Twitter about him, but we've had a few of the most viral ones about him on Twitter recently, including multiple with over 100,000 likes. And so hopefully he sees that, and it's encouraging him to continue the good fight here. But as Sam Bankman-Fried was once admired as the king of crypto, now Alameda and FTX are rumored to be on the brink of insolvency. Craziness here. Here's how it all went wrong for SBF and FTX. Sam Bankman-Fried, by the way, is SBF. For a long time, SBF was idolized in the space, famous for arbitrage trading, founding FTX and Alameda. Hugely successful investments like Solana. Sam accrued an impressive estimate net worth of 10 to 14.5 billion at its peak. Now it's probably, it's obviously significantly lower than that. In recent times, FTX, he even said multiple times he was considering giving away all of his net worth. Well, if he had done that, he would probably be in way bigger trouble right now. So, I mean, there's a certain point to where you have to be careful if you're in that position and you have so many volatile assets and so many people depending on you. You can't just give away everything willy-nilly. Yeah, it's good to go to give to charity, but you also have to have protections in place for your investors. That was one big mistake he made, but I digress. In recent times, FTX has been extremely busy, leading huge fundraising rounds for new projects. Aptos and Sui are two of the most recent examples, so he's still trying to make new projects, and neither of these, I think, really actually bring huge innovation to crypto. It seems more to just be him wanting to make more profit off of it, which is strange. He doesn't emulate those same ideas that he puts forth. Kind of crazy to think about. Sam was invincible, despite Luna causing chaos. He used the situation. I'm going to make myself a little smaller here so you can read that big sentence. The big boy sentence. Isn't this is juicy drama. It gets better and better. Just wait. Or we could say worse and worse, unfortunately. Despite Luna causing chaos, he used the situation as leverage to continue an aggressive expansion plan. Bailed out BlockFi for 240. That's one of the examples of him throwing money at something trying to get more popular. Did it work? Absolutely not. Bid for Voyager's assets, considering bailing out Celsius. And at the time, it wasn't necessarily the worst thing. I mean, I said Sam Bankman-Fried, there's a lot of issues with him, but at the very end of the day, at least he's doing a couple positive things. Instead of those things ending up being positive, he didn't use his purchase of it to actually expand the crypto space. He didn't use it to actually make things better. All he's done with this is seem to make things worse. And so that's the result is all that matters, not the action itself. FTX buys assets, bankrupt Voyager. However, in the background, there were some cracks starting to appear. Eyebrows started to raise when Alameda CEO Sam Bankman-Fried suddenly resigned. Never a good sign, because you don't know, is he fired, is he resigned, is there not enough money, is there legal trouble? Well, it's the latter in this case. It could be the first two as well, either one of them. It's the same goal that I'm announcing today, that I'm stepping down as CEO. Who cares about the rest of that mumbo jumbo? Additionally, a month later, FTX president Brett Harrison also stepped down. Weird. Why are these high-paying position people stepping down? What's the deal? What's happening? An announcement. I'm stepping down as president of FTX official. Over the next few months, I'll be transferring my responsibilities. Yeah. Legal mumbo jumbo. No one cares about the rest of that. He's leaving. That's the entire point. These resignations occurred just before it was revealed that FTX was facing some legal trouble in the form of a securities regulator probe. Now, this on its own, I think the SEC may be being too harsh when it comes to a lot of these things. So we're not going to give FTX too many negative points for this, but the fact that they were not able to retain two of their top guys as a result of this is definitely a sign, or was, that more trouble is to come. SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried, has a clear interest in politics as well. Another reason for his downfall is that a lot of political controversy has surrounded him, evidenced by his involvement in the upcoming midterm elections, in which he donated almost $50 million. You can see largest donors to political parties in the 2022 midterms. So you can see George Soros is number one with over $120 million, an insane amount of money. Sam Bankman-Fried, he donated around 40 million, and the blue means Democrat, the red means Republican, so it's relatively even between Republicans and Democrats at the top here. Michael Bloomberg donated around 30 million to Democrats, and so we also had a few people you may recognize: Peter Thiel, Larry Ellison, a lot of big names investing in the market, even Kenneth Griffin, who invested. Kenneth Griffin, I think some of his takes are just terrible, but he made it toward the top of this list. And the same Bankman-Fried also right here. You can see how much he donated. Is that really something you should be doing when your investors are in precarious positions in many places? Should you really be spending $60 million on this instead of paying back, say, I don't know, some of the hacks that happened as a result of your watch? Should you really be doing this instead of making things more secure for your investors? Of course not. It was irresponsible of him to do this, especially considering what his net worth was compared to how much he was donating. And it's not to say this, I mean, it's okay if you want to donate money to political cause. If you want to donate to Democrats, Sam Bankman-Fried, fine, do that. That's fine. But the problem occurs when you start donating to Democrats who have big plans against cryptocurrency and who hate cryptocurrency. So that was really the main problem here. I don't think too many people cared. If he wants to donate his own money to politics, sure, go for it, man. But if you're literally donating to Democrats because you care more about that, even though they're anti-cryptocurrency, and I feel the same way about Republicans. For example, Donald Trump said that he was against cryptocurrency. And so as a result of that, I am very confident that if Donald Trump wins in 2024, the it could be bad for crypto. And so I think we should all be careful about that. Now, there's plenty of reasons why people like him, why people hate him. Donald Trump's one of the most controversial figures. But at the end of the day, we have to elect people that are pro-crypto, and we have to elect people that are going to tamper down on spending with the economy. And if Donald Trump was going to do that, it would be a different story. I think he could be negative against crypto. Now, that's not to say he couldn't change his mind. I certainly hope he does. And if he does change his mind, we can have a different conversation at that point. But at the end of the day, we need to have people in office who are pro-cryptocurrency and pro having the economy better. Oh man, that was probably the most controversial thing I've ever said on the channel. But whatever. I mean, look, at the end of the day, on a personal level, I don't think too many politicians are really bad people. They're all just putting on shows. And so I don't get too offended. If you're a huge Trump fan, I mean, don't get too offended by that. There are some cool things that he did in office. And so we'll leave it at that. But yeah, I think we can all agree we want someone who's pro-cryptocurrency, and it was very, very, very disappointing. It always is when we see any politician being anti-crypto. But Sam Bankman-Fried, you can see with his massive political donation, and the fact that it went to that many people who were against crypto, it's just a huge negative sign, and it turned a lot of people, even Democrats, despite the fact that it was to Democrats, against him because he was trying to put more things against crypto. And that was only the beginning sign of what was to come, because he then went even further against the DeFi space. This comes after his plan to donate $1 billion in the 2024 US presidential election, which he later backtracked on. So that one is really crazy right there. $1 billion you're going to donate to politicians. Why? No politician on the planet deserves for you to give them $1 billion. I mean, for goodness sakes, clearly Sam has political interest at heart. Although public, and also I believe Sam did actually donate to some Republicans, so we will say that as well, but it was definitely way more Democrats than Republicans, and once again, the main point being that he did not distinctively put only money towards Democrats who were pro-crypto or who were neutral on it. He did not seem to care. He gave money and gave money and gave money. Oh, anti-crypto, whatever. I care more about politics than crypto. That was where really people started to get pissed off with him, and understandably so. This comes after his planned $1 billion in the U.S. presidential election, which he later backtracked on. Although public sentiment was becoming more negative towards Sam, the DCCPA draft bill marked a real turning point for the public's perception. A draft of the bill was first leaked online. I have long been a believer in transparency and open discussion of future crypto law. Accordingly, I have obtained a copy of a draft of a notorious DCCPA circulating secretary in DC. Wait, see, sometimes words are just terrible. I mean, circulating secretly in DC, of course, and am hereby making it available to the public. I mean, I went all the way down to this far without messing up one time. It's actually hard to read words loud on a live stream with energy and also talk about them and not mess them up. So normally we mess even more up. So it's impressive that we made it this far, I guess. Somewhat. I mean, it's not that hard. I'm sure plenty of people could do it who are better than me at reading. I mean, I spend more time watching videos than I do reading. But I do like reading too. There's some good books that I love, and for the most part, though, I would prefer to watch a video about something. I feel like I learn a lot better that way. A lot of people in our generation do, a lot of younger people especially. But even, it doesn't matter, I guess, age, but a lot of people just like that, and now it's available. Sam has seemingly been, that was such a dumb sidetrack. Hooving, no one cares. Continue on with the dang story, Matt. Yeah, if you want to press like, you're certainly welcome to. I mean, we're up to 400 viewers right now, so we're doing pretty well. But yeah, you can do that. Sam it does help the viewers. It does get it up, even though this is kind of somewhat of a notoriously bad live stream with some of the news we're talking about. Still though, Sam has seemingly been supporting the bill as well. This in reference to a bill that would absolutely be negative towards DeFi. Why would Sam support that? Doesn't really make any sense. Seems to me that he's absolutely turning on the very people that made him wealthy in the first place. Terrible stuff. And Bitboy Crypto has been calling him out a lot. Bitboy Crypto also made a joke the other day that I was going to be buying Twitter. Of course, I mean, not a joke, very serious. I'm going to be buying Twitter according to Bitboy Crypto. I actually like Ben. He gets some hate online, but so does every crypto influencer. I mean, whatever. At the end of the day, Ben's a cool dude. Sometimes he hates on Dogecoin, but I mean, a lot of crypto YouTubers do. I mean, it's whatever. He also said some good things about Dogecoin too, and we can't forget too. He had me on a show to talk about Dogecoin, which got like 150K views toward the some of the biggest pre-energy of the market, right before we saw some of the biggest spikeage. He allowed me to come on a show, and that was a lot of fun. I went on in person actually, and so we'll remember that, and we'll of course be grateful to Ben Armstrong, Bitboy Crypto, for allowing us to come on and talk about it. But a lot of things Ben says are absolutely true, and he's been sounding the alarm. He says since 6 weeks ago about SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried, deep into the plans to create a federal bit license. A terrible idea. After yesterday, there should be no more questions about what the man has been trying to do in crypto. He's coming after DeFi and peer-to-peer transactions. Why? Oh, yeah, because he owns a big centralized exchange. Selfish, selfish, selfish. Greedy, greedy, greedy. Not caring about crypto. Sam Bankman-Fried. Very, very, very bad. Don't like the guy. He is bad. Do not hold money in it. Look at this guy, Sam Bankman-Fried. I mean, he actually looks like a nice guy. Like we're not gonna make fun of him for anything else besides his terrible actions. Even though when we probably could make fun of him for the way he talks about these projects that are supposedly important to him, and then he completely distances himself from them not too long after. We could talk and diss him for all sorts of other things that he does, but at the end of the day, the main thing we're dissing him for is just simply not being supportive of the people that made him rich. Billionaire rich. The public damage for Sam was immense. Sentiment shifted as people realized his intentions may be different from what they first thought. This shift in sentiment was the precursor for what could come next and a major contributor to the severity of the recent FUD. Thank God we're seeing this coming to a crashing end when it comes to Sam Bankman-Fried. He does not deserve the same amount of influence he's had. We now know the real reason he seemed to be purchasing up these platforms was just to get more power for himself, which he's now using to try to hurt DeFi and help FTX, and I guess you could say that. I mean, I don't know. He just seems to be a salty individual who does not have the right mindset for crypto. Concerns started to bubble on Wednesday with Alameda's balance sheet. When it was leaked, it was revealed that the net equity of Alameda is actually FTX's own centrally controlled and printed out of air thin token. So maybe that $60 million you donated to politicians, greedy politicians, you could have actually been using to help shore up your businesses. It seems like that would have been a dang good idea. And so it continues to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And now we have, of course, the major crash, even CZ. Yes, this is part of it. Although Binance's exit from FTX last year, Binance received roughly $2.1 billion. We decided to liquidate any remaining. And he basically just said, we will not support people who lobby against other industry players. So absolutely a massive slam coming in from CZ against FTX president and founder and CEO Sam Bankman-Fried. So that right there is where it gets extra juicy. And Sam trying to retain his spot as the good guy, trying to make up for what happened, but he just simply can't. It's over, Sam. Just end it, Sam. It's over. Bye. We're not going to miss you. Anyway, I'm Wallace. This is Final Stand. Make sure to subscribe with the notifications on, and I'll see you in the next video.